Hi, I'm Brian Larson, Director of Partner Business Development at Broadcom. I'm here with Howard Johnson, who is our Brocade Technology Architect for FICON. Welcome to the FICON Expert Series. Today we're going to talk about the Brocade SANnav Management Portal and discuss the benefits of using it in a FICON environment. Welcome, Howard. Welcome to the video.
Hey, Brian. Glad to be here.
All right. Well, Howard, before we get started on some of the details, we should probably talk about the new Brocade SAN management tool itself. It is new, specifically brought to the market with the Gen 7 platform. So you want to provide us a quick overview for the audience?
Certainly, Brian. SANnav is a ground-up redesign of our management tool. It utilizes the HTML5 technology and it presents a more modern and contemporary look and feel. The key phrase that we have been using with the development of SANnav is the information you need when you need it. SANnav comes in two components: the global view, which provides a way of monitoring the entire environment, whether it's local or remote, essentially a single pane of glass or a manager of managers, if you will, and the management portal, which provides a mechanism for managing individual fabrics and switches and directors. Many folks will recall the previous generation of the network advisor, and the management portal is the next generation version of that particular tool.
Fantastic. So it's net new, re-architected. It fits very well in the new architecture of the Gen 7 platforms, and it's got some specific interfaces designed for different markets, and specifically FICON markets and FICON users. Maybe you want to walk us through some of those screens that and views into the fabrics that these guys would use.
Certainly, Brian. The key thing in SANnav 2.2 are the addition of the FICON operations. The very first thing that a user will recognize is that they can customize SANnav to display things with FICON elements more predominantly shifted in all of the screens. So what we'll start out by doing is going over to the little user icon, all of humanity reduced to a circle and an ellipse. Click on that little guy, and then we'll able to configure our SANnav views, the display views for FICON specific characteristics. Once we've done that, we can then see in the host ports, switch ports, and storage ports view all of the node information left shifted and prominently displayed. And these are the kinds of asset characteristics that FICON and mainframe customers are used to.
Fantastic. That's I like the fact that we were able to make that specific for a FICON user, because I know the terminology, the way things are numbered within the different environments, both open and FICON, there is a huge difference in the way it's viewed. So having that specific for FICON is excellent for that administrator. Now, the tool in and itself, though, helps simplify some of the creation of these fabrics that we need to do for a FICON environment. Specifically, I know of one. It's called the FICON Logical Switch. Do you want to just kind of walk us through how that setup works and maybe explain the ease of use here?
Certainly, Brian. One of the things that the FICON Logical Switch in the Fabric operating system provides is a foundation for SANnav to create additional automation. And this is actually one of the coolest features that has been introduced for FICON users in quite some time. When an administrator is setting up a FICON fabric, the very first thing he has to do is select all of the chassis that he wants the FICON fabric to be made of, collect all those chassis together, link them up, and then go through and configure all of the logical switches on each one of the chassis, add in the port addresses, and on and on and on. And getting all of that configuration done in a way where no mistakes are done is very, very difficult. But with SANnav and the FICON Logical Switch, we've automated so much of that. So with SANnav, we simply go in, we indicate from the Create New Fabric view that we want to create a new FICON fabric. We select each of the chassis, and then we just give it the domain IDs of each one of those FICON logical switches on each of those chassis. We select the ports for those FICON logical switches. add the link addresses, and then save. SANnav and the Fabric operating system work together to configure all of the components all at once. And when we're all done, that Fabric is ready to go for a FICON environment.
All right, Howard, thank you very much. I really think that we should appreciate the fact, and I know the users will appreciate the fact that now we've been able to simplify some of these tedious steps that they've had to do in the past. So anything that helps with an ease of use for an administrator is going to be a benefit to them. Specifically for the FICON logical switch function, we certainly want you to go and get as much information on that as possible. And there is a specific video on that feature function that you should go take a look at if interested. Well, that's about all the time we have for today and for this video specifically. On behalf of Howard and myself, thank you very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you want more information, please go take a look at Broadcom SAN mainframe page. Thank you and have a great day.